In 2004, a group of astronomers, while working at the Kitt Peak National Observatory, discovered a giant rock flying around known as an asteroid in space that was about 340 meters wide at 14 million kilometers from the Earth. Asteroids are seen passing by the Earth from time to time, and observations have always been ongoing, but this one stood out. At that time, the object was known as 2004 MN4. But after further observation, this asteroid was named Apophis after an evil serpent that was the enemy of the ancient Egyptian sun god Ra. It's known as the demon of chaos and destruction. Apophis was identified to be one of the most dangerous asteroids that have been discovered so far, and that could collide with Earth in 2029. Analysis has shown that this asteroid has a 1 in 7 probability of hitting the Earth in 2029, and that was the highest probability ever that has been calculated for a substantial asteroid strike recorded in history. Some scientists believe that asteroids are some of the remnants of the early formation of our solar system. They're known as planetary leftovers or minor planets. About 4.5 billion years ago, scientists help us to understand that molten proton planets were made when dust and rocks clumped together. It contained heavy element metals on the inside like nickel, iron, and iridium that sank into the core, which as a result leaves lighter silicate materials on the surface. Some of the planets we know today came from some of the proton planets, but many of them collided with each other and broke into pieces. These pieces that formed continued to orbit around the sun, bumping into each other and breaking to form smaller fragments that became asteroids. Some are rocky, while some are metal. These asteroids do not have an environment of their own, but they're orbiting around the sun like other planets. Most of these asteroids that are known today can be found in the region between Mars and Jupiter, which is the asteroid belt. These asteroids orbit around the sun in a unique way. Some orbit around the sun in a way that brings them closer to our planet Earth. These ones are known as near-Earth objects. Presently, there are about 27,000 asteroids in near-Earth orbit that are known. There might be more. These near-Earth objects are of most interest to astronomers because of the threat they pose to our planet Earth. There are many sizes, from as little as 6 feet or 1.8 meters in diameter to as big as the asteroid Ceres, which is equal to about 1/4 of our moon. Many asteroids have hit the Earth in the past, amounting to over 1,200 asteroids since 1988, and more are expected to still hit the Earth in the future. The 99942 Apophis is one of the asteroids that seems to have been fated to hit the Earth on Friday, April 13, 2029. Even though many asteroids are lurking around the Earth, finding them is difficult. One reason is that most of them can be seen with ground-based telescopes, as the telescopes take different pictures and moving dots are looked out for because they are the ones orbiting around the sun. It requires careful observation since they're not the only rocks in the vast expanse of space. They usually don't show out, except for the case of Apophis. Another reason is that asteroids are dark and rough and are visible with around 15% of the light they encounter, so they can be best seen when the sun is fully illuminating them. No matter how small an asteroid is, it can be damaging. They're classified into separate groups based on their chemical compositions, and no two asteroids are the same. They're differentiated based on where they're formed in our solar system. In 2013, it was reported that a 60-foot asteroid exploded about 100,000 feet over Chelyabinsk, Russia. The explosion resulted in about 1,500 people injured by shattering glass and led to the destruction of properties. Ever since the news of Asteroid Apophis has come into the limelight, it's been a cause for concern for both scientists and astronomers, and even humans in general. The fact that it's extremely close to the Earth is not the only thing to worry about, but also that it's noticeably big. An asteroid passing at a close distance to the Earth can easily be attracted to the Earth due to gravity. Reports of many asteroids entering the Earth in that manner have been received, but thankfully, they had little to no effect on the Earth due to the small sizes. If an asteroid that weighs nearly 20 million tons should hit the Earth, the result would be catastrophic. It could cause widespread destruction several hundreds of kilometers from the site of impact, and it's said that the energy released would be equal to more than 100,000 megatons of TNT, which is equivalent to hundreds of nuclear weapons. No doubt, we can even say that it can lead to absolute devastation. The prediction had it that the Apophis would make 2 extremely close passes to the Earth. The first was said to be April 13, 2029, with the asteroid getting uncomfortably close to the Earth. Depending on the exact trajectory the Apophis goes past, if it happens to miss the first pass to the Earth, astronomers are greatly worried that the possibility of the next flyby hitting the Earth in March 2036 is remarkably high. The effect of the impact a near-Earth object will have on the Earth solely depends on whether it strikes the Earth's surface or explodes in the atmosphere. As for asteroids that are the size of Apophis, they do not explode in the atmosphere, which is known as airbursts. Instead, they have an impact on the Earth directly. Apophis orbits the Sun once every 324 days. In January 2005, a new and more precise orbital solution for Apophis was obtained, and ever since then, down to 2,020 different observations have been made. Although astronomers are saying that from their observations, the Apophis will not collide with the Earth in the future, but one thing is certain, Apophis is coming for real. It will get close to the Earth, remarkably close. With the predictions about asteroids, scientists have been focusing on how to dodge these dangerous asteroids that have been lurking around the Earth. Various deflection techniques that could save the Earth from incoming asteroids have been found. One possible technique is to use a large spacecraft's gravity to pull the asteroid off course. Another technique that can be used is to send up a kinetic impactor to slam into the asteroid or use nuclear detonations. These deflection techniques are studied and worked on so they can be ready for use when it's time. The deflection process will require collaboration from many space agencies and nations worldwide. Recently, NASA formed a planetary defense against asteroids. On November 24, 2021, a mission named DART, or Double Asteroid Redirection Test, was launched. The purpose is to find out how much impact a spacecraft will need to use for deflecting an asteroid if they use the spacecraft to hit the asteroid. They chose an asteroid that did not possess a threat to Earth for testing. The asteroid is called Dimorphos. September 26, 2022, 10 months after launch, the spacecraft sent for the mission crashed into the target asteroid, Dimorphos. And after NASA's observation of the crash aftermath for 15 days, they confirmed that Dimorphos' orbital period is shortened by 32 minutes because of the momentum transfer from the spacecraft hit. That made them declare the mission successful on the 11th of October 2022. This test mission is a very crucial one for NASA's preparation to defend our planet from future asteroids that head towards Earth, which can cause major hazards to the planet. The DART team is currently collecting particularly useful data from the images and videos they got from the space telescopes like James Webb Space Telescope and Hubble Space Telescope. This rich data will give them further direction to prepare and make better planetary defense spacecraft that can have a more effective impact in changing the orbit of any asteroid that heads towards the Earth long before it gets close. Currently, there are over 27,000 asteroids that have been cataloged and monitored. If any of the asteroids are discovered to be within 4.6 million miles and the diameter is more than 460 feet, they will be flagged as hazardous to Earth and defense spacecraft will be launched to change its course. This is a major preparation keeping NASA busy to defend the Earth from asteroids.